thank you for letting me break into what I'm sure is a very busy December schedule with 5 things that you need to know in 5 minutes or less. Number 1, Christmas Eve is just around the corner, and it's a perfect time to invite your friends, neighbors, co-workers, family. People tend to be more open to coming this time of year. And I know that people are looking on Christmas Eve for a warm, fuzzy experience. Sometimes people are just looking for a spiritual experience. That's okay. Let's bring them and give them that warm, fuzzy experience, but also we want to give them a huge dose of grace and truth. That's what our plan is for this Christmas Eve in our 3 identical services. Number 2, I want to thank all of you again who worked so hard to make One Winter Night an amazing experience. I know our next door neighbors came and absolutely loved it. So something that should be hugely encouraging to everybody who worked on One Winter Night is that the Sunday morning following One Winter Night, we had at least 5 families return, maybe more that we don't know of. But I have never seen that in my 8 years at Grace Point. And so that's just phenomenal. And let's keep praying that God would turn that evening of fun and entertainment into a spiritual turning point for people. Number 3, there is still plenty of time for you to give to our Christmas offering. And I want to just remind you that it's split 3 ways this year. First of all, to Converge Mid-Atlantic Church Planting Fund. We heard about that a few weeks ago from Brian Weber. Secondly, to Horizons International. They are working on delivering humanitarian aid to people there in Lebanon and on an ongoing basis. And then thirdly, Samaritan's Purse is working on the ground in Israel in the ongoing war there. And so you can give to the Christmas offering all the way up to December 27th. And I just want to remind you kindly, please don't redirect your regular supports for the Grace Point General Fund, because number 4 is our November financial update. And we'll give you the details there on the screen. But the bottom line that we need to know is that our year-to-date expenses exceed income by $61,000. And so if you are able to give to the Christmas offering and to our Grace Point General Fund to help us end the year in the black, that would be so appreciated. 5th and finally, I just want to share a devotional thought with you from Matthew 2. It's something that I read this morning, and it struck me, especially after the message this past week on Jesus as King. So let me read you a few verses from Matthew 2. The wise men came, and they came to Herod, and they said, "Where is this newborn king? And we've seen his star." Verse 3, when Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And assembling the chief priests and scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. They told him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for so it's written by the prophet, you, O Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for from you shall come a ruler," listen to this, "who will shepherd my people, Israel." So Jesus was coming as a shepherd. And when I think of a shepherd, I think of someone who leads gently and kindly, and yet Herod was threatened by him. You and I don't need to be threatened. We don't need to fear losing our position of authority like Herod did. Instead, we can respond like John the Baptist did. When John the Baptist saw Jesus increasing in his influence, he said, "He must increase, I must decrease." So let's follow John the Baptist's example and trust Jesus to shepherd us and to lead us now and into the new year. I hope and pray you have a wonderful Christmas, a wonderful holiday season.